Well, hello, Internet, and welcome back to Sacre Bleu by Christopher Muller. Today we're covering chapters 7, 8, and 9. So I hope you've read up to that point, because I do not want to ruin anything for you. Now, chapter 7 is all about Lucien, and he is wanting to paint the beautiful woman Juliet. And she's lying on the fainting couch and asking him, "How do you want me?" And of course, many things go through his head. Because she is naked. I'm not naked because this is YouTube. I'm also not naked because, well, I'm not a beautiful woman. I'm also not naked because I have body image issues, but that's beyond the point. While he's painting this, well, he's not even painting her. He's more sketching her as she goes into various poses, and he tells her to stop right there, don't move, ooh, you're perfect, ah. And while he's doing this, he's flashing back to his art classes, and he's going back to the days when he would paint nude models then, and how the instructor would try and tell him not to concentrate on all of the sexy bits that women have, and concentrate on other things. And there's even a very funny scene where he accidentally draws a scrotum on one of the ladies because he mistook the advice. Eventually, his hormones take over, and both him and Juliet engage in Congress on the fainting couch. But I'm saying Congress way too much, so I'm going to use the word that the author uses. They bonk. They bonk hard. And then, after that, Juliet gets dressed and leaves, and she meets with the mysterious color man. And the color man asks her if he painted, and she says no. He's like, "But I need a painting." She says, "He will soon." And it alludes to the fact that Juliet is actually working with the color man. But it also alludes to the fact that maybe Juliet isn't actually Juliet anymore. And so it gives you that bit of intrigue as it ends the chapter.
Wait a minute there. It's time for another science fact. You see, the color blue doesn't actually naturally occur in nature. There is only one instance, and it was these frogs that were beautiful blue, but extremely poisonous. And the problem with these frogs is that people would see them just disappear. And so there's this ancient civilization that actually took the poison from one of these blue frogs and put it onto the arrowhead of this arrow. And a man used this arrow to kill a monkey. But the problem was that the arrow, when it shot the monkey disappeared. And then Christopher Moore talks about a little boy actually remembering about a week prior to the man killing this monkey, seeing a dead monkey just outside of his village. Which kind of alludes to a time travel plot with the color blue. How awesome would that be? But, on with the story.
In the next chapter, Lucien is working at his bakery with his sister. The family bakery. And his sister is pissed off at him. Like, very pissed off at him. Because everyone heard him bonking his model in the storeroom. And she's not really that pissed off about him bonking her in the first place. No, she kind of assumed that at least some woman slept with him out of pity. She's really pissed because their father used the room for the same purposes. And, well, their mother has no idea. And so Lucian says, I'm so sorry, I will do what I can to make this better. And so when Juliet comes by the next day, there's a screen covering. And she is to be undressing behind it. And she's like, are you trying to preserve my modesty? And he says, well, not really. But I would prefer that you get dressed behind there. And it's mostly so that his hormones don't take over. And so she gets undressed. And then she comes back out. And, the robe that she's wearing is just barely draped over her. And his hormones start taking over again. And she says, I think I have a much better idea. And she takes him out into this area of the city where there's this lake. And there's people all around enjoying the lake and the sun. And he comes back and he's refreshed. And he's painting her and painting her and painting her all the way until the sunroof turns orange. And she's kind of giving him the idea that he needs to use the blue paint throughout this entire chapter. And I think we both know why that is. And then the chapter ends with her leaving the studio and him just wondering why he's never had a day like that out in the city. And hoping that, he'll have a day like that again sometime.
Hey. Here? Forward. Okay. Are you sure you don't want me to... Okay, you want me looking forward. Alright, so this next chapter is about my boy Whistler. You know Whistler, right? Looking forward. You know Whistler, right? Yeah. Well, it's about him painting at night. And the fog is settling and, well, his lovely muse comes up to talk to him. That bitch. Alright, looking forward. Well, the lovely muse comes and, well, she's trying to persuade him to not paint at night. She's trying to persuade him to work in the daytime and use that evil color blue. Right, looking forward. And, well, he doesn't want to. Because when I came to visit my dear sweet boy, well, he decided to hide that bitch from me. And, well, while she was away, he found that his mind was clearing and he was getting back to the paintings that he truly wanted to do. Like my boy should always want it. Right? Looking forward! I swear, being his model sometimes is so tiresome. But my boy Whistler, he ran away from her. She made him run away. Putting my hand down. Sorry. And he ran far, far away. And it's surmised in the book that it was possibly because she had a tryst with another artist and another woman. And then it says that she left him a note that says, "You'll never know how that man saved your life that day." And it just becomes more and more ominous in this book. More and more ominous. Right? Looking forward. Anyways, I'm sure that purple-haired doofus kid has some questions. Let's go to those, shall we?
Well, a lot of stuff happened in this section. Lucien got scolded at by his sister, by his model. Lucien started painting with the color blue. And we learned about Whistler and how he had to leave. How do you think this is going to end? Do you think that it's going to actually use a time travel plot? Like I'm hoping? Because that would be amazing. I have no idea. I haven't read past this part yet. This is all brand new to me. Isn't that going to be so much fun? The question that I have for you for today is pretty much what I just asked. You know, do you think this is going to have a time travel plot? If you've already read this far, or if you've already read farther than this, please don't spoil it for me. But if you haven't, wouldn't that have been awesome? The question that I had last video, which wasn't yesterday, sorry about that, is, what's your favorite example of witty banter? And I listened to this podcast called Dakota Ring Theater. And it's basically old-timey audio drama, but newly written scripts. And it's all based out of Canada. They have their superhero series called Red Panda Adventures, about a superhero who uses mind control to hypnotize his villains into doing whatever they want. And then we also have his noir series called Blackjack Justice. And Blackjack Justice is brilliant, because you have Blackjack Justice and his trusty partner, trusty sidekick, trusty girl detective, Trixie Dixon. And they just banter with each other so well. It's very, very 1920s like. It's just kind of like, ba-boom, ba-boom. You know, it's you have to listen to it. It's extremely well done and well written. But I've rambled on enough about that. Don't forget that the next book that I will be reading is Wrestle by Jeff Smith. Go out and grab it at a bookstore, buy it at a bookstore, grab it from a library, borrow it from a friend, buy it on a Kindle. I don't care what you do as long as it's legal and that you read it before I ruin it for you. I've been the Purple Hair Doofus, reminding you to watch your pajama radius, and I will see you all in the next chapters of Sacre Bleu by Christopher Moore. Toodles!